Right, my name's Pav and I am a business continuity coordinator.
Okay. Pav, I don't know much about what business continuity people do. So would you mind telling me a little bit about why a job like yours exists?
Business continuity management was essentially born out of the IT industry and businesses having to maintain that they could keep information flowing, as per say the banks, because if they lost that information it'd be worth quite a lot of money or they'd lose quite a lot of money. But the real big kick for business continuity management and push for it came out of September the 11th, when many businesses were quite negatively impacted by those traumatic events on that day.
So you're about helping organizations to keep doing what they do despite a disaster happening.
Essentially, yeah, the risks that can affect an organisation, whether it's terrorism or flooding or some sort of inclement weather, or some sort of civil disorders, can be quite far-ranging. But what business continuity tries to do is improve an organisation's resilience by focusing on some key areas and improving the strength and flexibility to respond of areas such as IT, HR, any sort of resources or equipment that might be needed, possibly external suppliers, and generally trying to create a hub of corporate defence.
Okay, great. So tell us a bit about, I understand you've been working on a plan to deal with the possibility of a flu pandemic. How would you go about doing that?
Yeah, quite a lot of work's been going into pandemic influenza at the moment. What we've done is focused on three areas which involve environmental strategies, organisational strategies and behavioural strategies to try and reduce the risk of all our people catching pandemic influenza. A leading virologist said you can't stop anyone catching influenza, but what you can do is try and implement organisational strategies to stop everybody catching it at the same time. So environmental strategies might be trying to limit people touching things, such as...
I mean, I noticed when I checked in, or downstairs, that you had the kind of hand wash and...
These form some of our organisational strategies, such as hand gels. We also have influenza kits, which we store in each location, which include face masks and thermometers and extra supplies of hand gels and stuff like that. So what we're trying to do is stop people actually passing influenza to each other, but also passing out strategies such as behavioural strategies, like making sure that people wash their hands and tidy up the desks and stuff like that. So they're not. So firstly, they're not passing it on to other people, but also that they limit the risk to themselves.
Okay. I mean, some of this has quite a lot of medical, in this particular case, a kind of medical slant. Do you kind of get advice from medical people? Who else contributes to the plan?
Our medical knowledge is pretty much led by central government and the Department of Health and the guidance that they give out, because, for example, we have locations north of the border in Scotland and Ireland and England, and the Department of Health advice can sometimes differ between them, so what we have to do is cater for the different advice that goes out and try and implement it into a practical and realistic approach for each of them different locations.
Okay. So yours is the kind of job that you actually really know if you're doing a good job once there's been a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, that can sometimes be a bit of a drawback for business continuity management, because people tend to go, well, where's the value, where's the value, where's the value? And you don't get the value until it pretty much goes to the wall, and then hopefully if you've done your job correctly and everybody's rehearsed and planned properly, then everyone will know what they're doing and you've created that bounce back ability for the organisation.